All right, guys, welcome back. Day number 4. So day number 4 in this 30-day, let's get started in 2023. So before we jump into day number 4, let's just do a little recap. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's move this damn camera so I've got a bit of space. So first of all, day 0 was, okay, it's 2023. So what? Some of us may not have had a resolution. Some of us may had one. But again, so what? It's just another day. But we're going to use that as a bit of momentum to maybe start doing something. Hey, the gyms are quite busy at the moment and there's a whole lot of lost souls in there not knowing what to do. That might be you. So let's just see if what I'm here to say over the next month might help you. Day number 1, we jumped in, we talked about just the facts. Just you, plain and simple, just facts. No emotion, no 2 cents worth, which is what I'm pretty much doing here anyway, but just you and the facts. And that led us into the second day, and that was the goals and the why. What is that underpinning reason why you really want to go after that particular goal? And as we said, it's not you just don't want to lose 10 kilos or you don't want to do this. That means something to you, and typically that's something that's up in here, or it might even be something that's in here. It is close to your heart. From there, we then jumped into day number 3 and we talked about what worked and what didn't work. And again, we had that little tiny table on one side. We write down all the stuff that we tried. Every single thing we tried. Keto, paleo, Julio, what you know, HIIT, strength, cardio bunny, whatever, something 45, some other theory, boxing, whatever, but you wrote them all down. And then over here, you wrote down what didn't work for you and why it didn't work, and dig deep. And then at the end of that, we said there's probably a common theme at the bottom of that, and hopefully you've picked that up. And if you haven't, then maybe you and I need to have a chat and we'll work out what that theme actually is, what is holding you back. So today, day number 4, let's go into it. Draft plan. Let's map it out, Dom. So I said to you I wasn't going to give stuff to you, but after today, if you are struggling with this part of it, then I simply want you to hit me up in the DMs down here, and then I'll send you a link where you can download. And again, all I want in response is a name and a proper email, and I'll give you a draft plan that you can look at and go, oh yeah, okay, no worries, and then you can do your own. But before we get to that, and that plan is a year long, by the way, but before we get to that plan, you're going to do it. Again, whether it's a whiteboard, whether it is simply pen on paper and you can make iteration after iteration, does not matter. It does not need to be some stupid fancy app. I've had enough of apps to the point where I've literally just got rid of about 90% of the stuff that's on my phone. And I'm going back to old school, pen and paper. That's it. That's what works for me. Is it maybe less as efficient? No, it just means I need to be more efficient to do them rather than have something beep in my ear. So the plan, here's what I want you to do. I want you to map out, get an A4 bit of paper. I want you to go a little line across the top. That's where you're going to put your quarters, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the remainder of that page, I want you to split it up into your 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore you need 3 rows down the bottom to get you your 12 months. What I want you to do is this. We're going to map out what you're going to do. First of all, bit of paper, pen and paper by the side. Go back to that what worked and what didn't page. Go back to that page where we said goals and why. And in the goals and why, we had 4 quadrants. We had the goals. We had in the other top quadrant next to that, we had the tools and stuff that you needed to do. Maybe it was a gym membership, doing it at home, whatever it was going to be. We then had underneath that a little quadrant that simply said, what are the things that you need to fix, move, kill out the way, get rid of, whatever, what's going to stop you, and what do you need if you've got these things. And then over here, we talked about those goddamn excuses, because they're always going to be there no matter what happens. We're never going to get away from them. They'll be there. So we're going to use those 2 bits of paper. Map out. What's your first stint going to be? What's your first phase? Please don't tell me it's 28 days because you're just wasting your time. But let's say it's a 6-week block, 8-week block, 10, whatever. But let's give it 6 weeks, because at least that is a decent amount of effort to do something. So let's map out a line of 6 weeks. Now, what am I going to do in the 6 weeks? So whatever that is, it might be you're going to take a few of those things you've tried, and you might want to say, well, I'm just coming off the sidelines, Dom. I just need to commit to just getting off my ass and walking every day. Walking with intent. Walking for 30 minutes at a nice, decent 5 to 6K an hour pace. Break a little bit of a sweat, and I'm going to do that. Now, how are you going to do that? What's your intensity? Is it just 30 minutes flat out? It's going to get you, all right, about your 3,000 steps. Is it the 30 minutes? Is it, I'm going to do 10 minutes in the morning when I get up, take the dogs for a walk. I'm going to do 10 minutes at lunch, or whenever I go and get my food and I've eaten it, I'm just going to spend 10 minutes walking around to help me start off my digestion. And is it, I'm going to do 10 minutes after I've eaten my dinner? Not before I've eaten my dinner, after, because that's also going to help my body go, all right, let's go, let's keep going. And also too, it's going to do one thing, it's going to stop you from overeating, because there's nothing worse than overeating like a pig and then trying to go for a walk. You feel like the fat cow. Now, I'm not here necessarily to embarrass or, berate you, but if that's what's going to help, then so be it. But it's going to force you to do that thing. It's going to force you to go and do it. So don't overeat. Go out for a walk and enjoy it, and you probably find afterwards you're probably not going to feel that much hungry afterwards. But again, what is that plan of attack? So we talked about how long. I'm looking at my list up here. I'm going to go, what are we going to do? And then what's the level of intensity? And then what's the effort? And then maybe into that, what are the things that you're going to need? So I'm going to go to the gym for 6 weeks, Dom. I need a gym membership. I've got no shitty clothes, and my daggy ones don't look too good, so I might have to go and buy some. Well, that's fine. But the reality is, if you're in the gym, I look like a piece of crap no matter where I go. And that's even if I'm considering myself dressed up. I don't care whether I'm in the latest Lemon or this or that or brand Shark. I don't care. And actually, no one else gives a shit either. If you're there and you're just doing the work, people are going to go, good man, good woman, good kid. Go ahead and do it. So what I want you to do is work out what are those resources and write them down as well too. Now you might say, okay, 6 weeks is a long time. You've got to do 6 weeks, because here's one thing that I'm personally sick and tired of, is everyone giving you this really low barrier. Like, have you ever seen 100-meter hurdles where someone said, I can't jump that high, and they've given them half-height hurdles? They don't. There's a standard. Please, unless your britches have lost their elasticity, raise them up. Raise your standard up. Make it a bit higher. Do 6 weeks. Because if you're following me for any length of time, you'll know that if you're going to do any less than that, and you're going to do the 1-2 skip if you would, then quite simply right here, right now, this video and the rest of the series is not for you. Go away. Go away. Don't waste your time. Because all you're going to hear, excuse me, itchy nose, is me rant in your face. And if you were face to face, you'd get exactly the same level of dose, probably a little bit more. Because you need to raise the standard. Because potentially, one of those reasons that was in that third quadrant over here on the goals and why stuff was probably the fact that you haven't held yourself to a high enough standard. And I'm not saying you need to become the world's #1 CrossFitter or power lifter or Olympic lifter or whatever. You just need to hold yourself to your higher standard. And if your experience has been, I start off great, I go 4 days a week, and then next thing you know, 1-2 skip a few, I am down to 1 day a week, and then, fuck it. Then that standard's pretty low. So instead of going out the gate for 4, go out the gate for 3. Let's do 3 sessions in a week. One of them might be the walk. One of them might be, I'm going to go into the gym. And one of them might be something a little bit different. You might pick up a social sport. You might play netball with the guys and girls at work. You might want to go and take the dog out for a little bit of a run. And maybe if you can't run because you think that that's something you're not capable of doing at the moment, take a stick, peg the ball, the dog will run. But the dog, if it's smart, will keep coming back to you like my two do and go, all right, sucker, throw it again, I'm ready to go. And therefore you're getting some activity in. So today is our plan. Go ahead, map it out. I don't care what it looks like. It can be stick figures on a page, but I want you to map it out. Your first 6 weeks. When you're done with that, put it away for an hour or two and go back, and then map out the next 6 weeks and the next 12 weeks. And next thing you know, soon enough, you will have a 12-week plan. We're not talking sets and reps. We're not talking exercises. We're just talking the plan. Now, within that plan, before I go, This is not just the movement stuff. What are the other things that you said you needed to do in that my goals section? It might be, I need to start looking at my food. So therefore, there's an element in there where I want you to look at your food. Maybe you've never dieted before, and I don't like the term diet because the best acronym I've heard is diet is did I eat today? I don't like that. So let's say you're going to try not a new diet, but an approach to eating. I don't care what acronym someone throws at it, but it might be as simple as I'm going to try and eat a bit more meat because I've never really eaten a bit more meat and I've done my homework and I'm realizing that eating a bit more meat might be a good thing for me. So I'm going to try and have 2 or 3 nights where I'm going to eat meat primarily as my source of protein. Another night it might be some vegan source of protein, it might be tofu, whatever. And then you're going to see which one out of those over that 6 weeks works best for your body. Because me prescribing you meat may not be what works for you. Me telling you to eat certain vegetables may not work for you. It might give you gut distress. So I'm not going to be one of those douchebags on social media that tells you this is the way. You're going to go and find your way. If you want some help, I'll help you find the way because we're all different. In my household, there is 4 people and there are 2 dogs, and every single one of us has a different way, including the 2 dogs. One can eat some foods, one can't. If I try to get the other one to eat certain foods, God forbid, picking up the poo and the next thing, it's like a magic trick. So please map out your plan. Now, before I go, as I did say, if you are not sure, I've got a plan. I've got a 12-month plan. It's a simple 1-pager PDF. It shows a period of time and it will show some key little things that I've given to some people that I might want them to do. Now, if you want a copy of that, then it's easy. I will let you do one thing. Simply DM me. DM, that's it. I'm not going to put a link in bio. I want you to DM me because I want to have a conversation. I want to understand if it's actually going to work for you. Because again, I don't want to waste your time. I'm then going to send you a link where you can go and simply give me your name and your email. Yes, I want that too. And don't give me a fake one because you won't get it. Then that'll send you to a page and then you can download that PDF and you can have a look at the plan. It's not rocket science. It's not the solution. It is a solution that I chose to use for one person that I've actually taken a lot of stuff out and given it as a good example. Now, if you want that, please comment below and let's have a chat. That's it. Day number 4, plus a little bit of a recap, bit of a longer video. See you tomorrow for day number 5.